In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce this word. As a noun, it could mean a shaft or a pin on which something turns. As a verb, it means to turn or twist. Pivot with a stop T. A stop T is when you stop the air but don't release the T sound. I will say it with a true T. Pivot, pivot. Now I'll slow it down so you can hear the stop that happens before the release. Pivot. Did you hear the stop? Pivot. Now I'll say it with a stop T. Pivot, pivot. I bet you can hear the difference between a stop T and a true T. Pivot, pivot. Pivot, pivot. Pivot has stress on the first syllable. Pivot has more length, a clear vowel sound on the first syllable, and a reduced second syllable. In pivot, the letter I shows the vowel sound e, like in pit, did, or it. This is very typical for the letter I in the stressed syllable to say this e sound. Watch out that you don't just want to make the E sound. That's a typical error pattern because the letter I is often pronounced E in other languages. So thinking about, for example, it pivots, this pivots. Matching that vowel to that E sound, keeping it lax, is going to help you pronounce it correctly. And then the letter O is a schwa or an E sound in pivot. Vit, vit. You can hear how it has a reduced vowel. So there's no O sound, there's no length on that syllable. You just want to be short with a reduced vowel, e, pivot, pivot. I've written that for you with the letter I. When you see that, you're going to accurately get that e sound. You can say pivot. I could write it here with a U and an H, depending on how you pronounce sounds. You just want to avoid thinking of that as an O sound, and rather as a reduced vowel. Let's hear it from a native speaker.
She pivots her left foot. My vehicle's pivot pin needs to be replaced.